Hello and welcome everyone. Welcome to another episode of CX Myth Busting with myself, Darren Wake, and Ian Golding. So welcome back, Ian. Thanks for joining us another
Thank
episode.
you, Darren. Lovely to be here again.
Yeah. So just before we begin, I'll just introduce myself again. I'm Darren Wake. I'm head of customer success at CustomerSure, and Ian. I don't know if you want. Everyone kind of knows Ian very
Uh,
well, but if you'd like to do
Global customer experience specialist and new myth buster.
Mythbuster. That's exactly it. I think what we need to do for the next ones, Ian, is have some little outfits, like the Ghostbusters had. And I'm thinking of a little logo with the Mythbusting logo.
We
That'd be quite
can
cool.
we can try that.
We could try it. Maybe we'll get that. So for this episode, just a new myth to put out there, or is it a myth? Isn't it a myth? We'll talk about this one. So what I'd like to put to you, Ian, is this one, which is. A CX manager should speak to colleagues to find out how satisfied they think customers are. So, so I can repeat that one. So the view here is that a CX manager should speak to their colleagues to find out how satisfied they think customers are.
Right. Okay. That's an interesting question. And I think the first question, where I'm going to say that is not a myth. Um, I think that is absolutely what CX managers should be doing, among
Mm,
other things. Um, Interestingly, when I talk about measuring the customer experience, you will have heard me say before, Darren, that robust measurement is about three voices of measurement: voice of the customer, voice of the process,
mm,
but the third one is voice of the employee. And in the context of customer experience, when I talk about voice of the employee, I'm not talking about employee engagement. What I'm talking about is employee perception of
mm.
an organization's ability to deliver the customer experience. Now, that's slightly different to the question you asked me, but I think should organizations know how good their own people think they are at delivering the experience? Yes. Should we also try and get a sense of what customer facing employees think and know about customer perception? Absolutely. We have people in the organization who are talking to, communicating with, emailing customers every single day. And do we ever go and ask them? So what are customers saying to you? And very often, actually, I describe employees or colleagues as a missing voice,
Yes.
because very often we don't ask them anything, and we absolutely should. So, no, that is not a myth. That is absolutely something I would encourage. And just a quick story to demonstrate how so often it's quite clear that organizations, not just CX managers themselves, but anyone in the organization, don't ask people. I've been on the receiving end of a terrible experience recently with an airline who, for now, shall remain nameless. I won't shame them. But I've been having a WhatsApp communication with their WhatsApp channel, which, being WhatsApp, in theory, you expect to be quick, but it
Yes.
3 days to get a response from WhatsApp, a
Mm.
response that arrived at 3 o'clock in the morning. So I couldn't respond to it when it came in. And basically, the response was, "Thank you, but we can't help you."
Oh, dear
Um,
me.
uh,
Right.
and but the things that I communicated back, it was quite clear from the communication that I'm not the first person to say these kind of things,
No.
but you almost want to ask the person at the other end of the WhatsApp, have any managers ever asked you, what kind of things do customers say? Because it's quite clear that they don't. They're just doing what they've been told to do, and it's so frustrating.
Yeah.
So a very long-winded answer to your question, Darren, but no, that is not a myth. If you're not yet speaking to your colleagues and specifically asking them, what do customers say to you? What do
Mm.
they think? do it from the minute you finished watching this video.
Yeah. No, sorry to hear that bad experience with that airline. I mean, that's just terrible. Sending a WhatsApp and then waiting 3 days to get a reply, and then it's can't help you at the end of it. I totally agree with that. I think the employees, particularly those at the coalface, are the ones that have the most exposure to what customers think and feel, experience in real time. And I think it's the CX teams not going to those people and finding out how satisfied are customers with various experiences is really kind of
Absolutely.
missing a trick, really. So
Yeah,
yeah, I
and
agree
this
with
is
that.
why I say that voice of the employee,
Yes.
in the way I described it, that is a measure. If I give you a theoretical scenario, if your organization is measuring NPS, let's say,
Yeah.
what would happen if you replicated the NPS survey that you sent to customers
Mm.
with employees? And adapt the question if you need to. If you're in a
Yeah.
B2B, just say, if you needed this product, would you get it from us? But the reason it's important is that the way colleagues feel about the experience should be broadly aligned with the way the customer feels. And,
Yes.
and if those two things are wildly different, you got a problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
Either because your people are too far removed from knowing the reality of what it's like being a customer, or because the way you're measuring customer perception is completely wrong.
Mm.
So, I think it's a great question. It's not a myth. Do it and do it now.
Yeah. No, much agreed, Ian. No, I think you're absolutely right, and that getting feedback in a more formalized method from employees is over the years I've been involved in a lot of things that were called mirror surveys and then employee empathy surveys, and it was all about asking similar questions to the ones you asked customers, but to employees, like say rewording them slightly and reframing them. But it's how likely do you think our customers would be to recommend us if you
Yeah,
did the
exactly.
NPS question?
Exactly.
And then if there's often there is a gap actually, and then that's an interesting change of perception. But
Absolutely.
great, no, thanks very much, Ian. So
Always a pleasure.
we'll be
That's the
back.
first. That's the first one we've broken.
Yes, the first one we've broken. Yes, I thought we'll need to keep people on their toes a little bit with these. So the first one we've actually broken. So great, thanks very much, Ian, and I hope you all enjoyed that. Or just we should have said at the start actually, these myths are all totally unknown to Ian when we start these
It's
calls
true.
actually. So Ian doesn't know what we're going to hit him with. So it's good to keep him on his toes. So thank you very much, Ian, and thank you very much
Guys,
everyone for watching. And do let us know your thoughts, your questions, or if you've got a myth that you'd like to put to us, please put it in the comments where you see this video, and we'll include that kind of myth and put that to Ian next time. Thanks very much. Thanks, Ian. Thanks, everyone.
pleasure.
Thank you.